Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will react to a video about dating show, black women and dating show. The title is Are Black Women Saboting Themselves on Dating Shows by Tony. Okay.
In this video, we'll be discussing the lack of diversity in dating shows. This was a topic that I felt compelled to speak about because I got tired of constantly seeing women that look like me always be treated as if they are not important or beautiful. No matter how many times not only women of color but viewers of these shows speak about wanting more diversity, it seems as if these producers are not budging. And yes, we are seeing more people of color on these dating shows, more specifically black people, but the issue is that these black people are not getting treated with the
problem in black community is the constantly victimization. Okay, you are in western show, so obviously there are mostly white people or people from the west, and people from the west are white. Okay, so why you ask always to put the black people in white shows, and why you don't make a show for black people, real show, dating show for black people, like the Panafrican dating show, and it's okay. And it's for that reason, for this reason, black people are not respected in the world, because we are always in a position to ask, and we don't create something to us. We ask to other create for us
a fair chance or just not receiving a chance at all on reality TV dating shows. This is a pattern that can't be ignored due to the blatant colorism, texturism, featureism, tokenism, and of course, racism. Not only are these black reality stars not being
the satans, colorism, texturism, racism, and tokenism. Okay, so why black women are going to this show if they know they will be mistreated and treated like animals, or people, bullying? Okay, excuse me if my English are not really good, but my first language is not English, and I am learning English. Okay, so why black women are going to this show? It's like, be crazy. Okay, if someone don't like you in this place, why you keep to go to this place?
Just watching The Perfect Match. So every week when people are voted out, new people are voted in, and people could select these new people being voted in. Every single time there was a black woman voted in that house, she barely stayed a week. There were instances where one woman named Colony, who was on Selling Tampa, stunning, beautiful, dark-skinned woman that has a good head on her shoulders. She's a successful realtor selling multi-million-dollar homes and bringing in millions of dollars a year. She literally only stayed in that house for a day. Let me not even say a day, a couple of hours. And there were other women like Anne Sophie.
Most white people in a place, okay, in a dating show, the beauty standard will be white, will be western, will be the western beauty standard. So okay, it's the same in Pan-African dating show. But the image here, if I saw a lot of smash or pass from black people, and every time when there are white guys or white girl, she will be out fast. Okay, because she doesn't represent the beauty standard of African, and African men or African women privilege their beauty standard, their Afro beauty standard. So it's normal of here to privilege their beauty standard. Their beauty standard is urban beauty standard or western beauty standard. Okay,
who was a part of the original cast, but right away, she was not picked. When it came to people coupling up and going upstairs, the two people that were left downstairs were the two black people, which was almost disgraceful. So they had to select each other by default. Those two people, their names were Anne-Sophie and Zay. Now, I'm primarily going to focus on Anne-Sophie because Zay was not giving Anne-Sophie the time of day from what we could see. When Anne-Sophie started looking for her partner in further competitions, she honestly was saddled with picking only men of color inside of the house. And when she did settle on one man that she was going to pick, she picked a man that clearly does not like or date black women. His name was Chase. Chase was on Too Hot to Handle.
Imagine the scene in this head. Oh my gosh, no. What the fuck? She picked me? Oh my god. I'm so,
From the jump, you just knew this man did not like black women. On Too Hot to Handle, he kept selecting white women. From who he dates, he's only around white women. Now, Chase is half black and half white, but it's clear as day that he more so identifies with his white side. Just from his mannerisms, his actions, how he was walking around with colored contacts in his eyes, I'm not surprised that he did Anne-Sophie dirty. So in terms of him doing Anne-Sophie dirty, if you guys did not finish watching the show, from what we've seen on the show, it appeared as if he just used Anne-Sophie as a way to stay in the house, so he used her as a pawn, pretending to like her so that he can stay longer.
It's a coward. Oh my gosh. I'm not surprised because, it's you go in a place where we don't respect you. So for me, it's normal. And I think black men in this dating show are also black men are also the executioner of black women in dating show, and I think it's in the strategy in media, okay, because in media we present always the same schema of black love, which are black love toxic, okay, where black woman is viewed as a sexual object and black men is like that. But the love is just sexual and there are not really some feelings. I think it's in the strategy of men to show some black men be the executioner of black women, and it's for that reason you can watch other dating show like the Panafrican dating show here or other Panafrican dating show, okay, because it's not like you must watch this dating show, okay. You can just get out this dating show and go on Panafrican dating show where black women are treated well and they are a lot of love, where they show black love really beautiful and with it's not only sexual, it's deeper. They respect black women, not like this dating show. So why you give your view, okay, to a dating show where mistreated black women and not to a dating show who represent well black women? Okay.
And once he got the opportunity to pick someone that was not black, he went right for it and pushed her to the side. Anne-Sophie, another successful realtor, a beautiful black woman. She's not dark-skinned, but she has more ethnic features, more black features. So she's not keen to the European beauty standards that are pushed on us so much. Now we need to get into this man named Dom. Dom is another one who you can just tell from his mannerisms and how he speaks that he predominantly identifies with the white community. He also kept pushing the strong black woman stereotype on the black women in the home, and even did some code switching when he was speaking with the black women in the house. He acted as if he was so loyal to the one girl he spoke to, the first girl, who was Francesca, who I'm going to speak about a little bit later when I get into the next show, Too Hot to Handle. Everyone in the house making it sound like she was the most beautiful thing that ever walked across the door. Now, I'm not saying Francesca's not beautiful, I'm not saying she's not pretty, but she has a very typical look when it comes to the IG model standard. I'm just saying there were other women in the house that were very beautiful, but Dom was so obsessed with Francesca to the point he told her he loved her after only knowing her for a few weeks. When he got put on a date with Colony, not only did he...
We are true black men. We are the overall, the mixed guy, and here, and the two are not really a good example for no black boys. I think it's preferable to be with someone who look like you when we have the same culture, and I don't think it's racist.
He labeled her as a strong black woman just because she said she had a full-time job and was not an Instagram model. He also made it very clear on the date with Colony, without even trying to get to know her, that he was going to stick beside Francesca regardless. And he then proceeded to push Colony onto another man, like introducing her to another man on the show. But let me just say this, after Francesca ditched him and said she didn't want to be with him anymore, when another white woman came to console him and make sure he was good, he started talking to her. So what does that show you? He was never attracted to black women to begin with. Now y'all could say, well, maybe that's just not his type, and that's okay. You are very right. That is okay if that's not his type. But the issue is that producers are putting men on the show, both black and white, that are not interested in dating black women. And that's problematic because black women are being put on these series, what seems as just a form of tokenism, and
why black women are going to this show, okay? Because here it's just victimization, okay? You are a good mind, okay? You are all your function, okay, in your brain, okay? You think, okay? It's not hard to think, okay? Are all your function of your brain, and you are here and you go to this show. And you are like, you complain because we mistreated you, but you knew that in this show we will be mistreated, okay? So for me it's just victimization. You provoke your misfortune.
Just to check off the diversity box versus actually being on the show and getting that camera time. Viewers seeing black women being properly loved and just seeing black women being respected. We are not seeing that at home, and those people in the house are not seeing it in the house. Not only that, whenever it was time to bring new people into the house, so whenever they brought new people into the house, they can pair people as a date. Every contestant just kept pairing the black people together. They kept trying to get Dom to date a black person, but it was clear as day that Dom did not like black women. Now this caused an uproar on Twitter, with people just being so frustrated and annoyed that black women were constantly being pushed out of the house. And this is not even like a black people problem, it's a black woman problem, because the black men are the same ones going against these black women. Once again, there is nothing wrong with having a preference, but disregarding an entire race is disgusting and despicable. Jess Wu on Instagram, who is also a fellow YouTuber, she had to say this when she watched The Perfect Match, and I agree with her completely.
And don't forget, in this channel we don't search love or anything like that. We search respect. Well, English is not my first language, okay? I need a little moments to think in my native language and to traduce to English, okay?
Or they're casting men who simply don't want black women. Dom is still off in the corner crying over white women during Martin Luther King month.
What I need, like, I want people.
Oh my gosh, shut your ass up. Stand up. The ancestors are weeping. Are you not embarrassed? Let's talk about the black women. Colony comes into the house. Do y'all see how fine this girl is? She's finer than frog hair. Dom goes on a date with Colony. Soon as Dom saw that there was a black woman waiting for his ass down to the beach, baby, he put his no colors allowed sign up quick. I'm sorry, baby, I don't do black women. You a strong black woman. I see you. Did y'all catch his whole code switch? Because I had never seen him talk to the white women like this. When he with the white women, he crying. I'm Sophie, literally the most beautiful girl to walk in the house. They paid her dust. She matches with Chase. Chase, who was about to get kicked out of the house. She saves him. What does he do? He goes to somebody with pink toes. That's right, he got himself a white woman during Martin Luther King month.
Everything that she said.
You know, there are a thing in black community, you know, I admire. It's like the usualized fights, okay? You activate your camera, okay, and you do a video, a 1 minute video, to talk about this useless thing, like true black men don't date white women. You know, I think black women sometimes forget in internet there are a lot of people watching us, okay? Black women, but also women from other race and men from other race, okay? And always when a black woman talk about a serious thing, it's about this useless thing, this bullshit. Okay, I think there are a lot of, more important in black community to fight. There are not a lot of black people going to prestigious university like the Ivy League, where the mostly is African people. I am African and I'm proud of this. The problem in Africa, like the corruption, the franc CFA, the big companies which destroys African countries like Congo, and there are a lot of fights more important than that. You put, and I see a lot of people put some energy in this dating show, but you can do a video about the Panafrican dating show, okay, where black women are treated really well, talk about this Panafrican dating show, but always you won't be accepted by the white side. Me, I don't want to be accepted by the white, okay. I want be respect, okay, and respect, you don't ask for respect, you earn respect. And the most stupid is you ask your oppressor to put some black people in their show, okay? It's not now show, it's their show, okay? But you are surprised in their show black women are mistreated. Are you thinking, okay?
To handle. So like I said, a lot of the cast on The Perfect Match was on the show Too Hot to Handle. So I wasn't really surprised that the same thing that was happening on Too Hot to Handle was also happening on The Perfect Match. On the show Too Hot to Handle, like a lot of other reality TV shows, it perpetuated stereotypical beauty standards. So I would say more so the social media realm of beauty standards in terms of being racially ambiguous, fake everything, whether that's fake lips, fillers, boob job, long extensions, anything that y'all see on Instagram, that's exactly what the beauty standard was on Too Hot to Handle. And these men ate it up. Each cast member that came on the show came on with a very particular type. And they almost automatically ruled out any person that did not fit that type. What's really upsetting about Too Hot to Handle was that Too Hot to Handle comes from a very diverse geographically standpoint. They had so many people coming from.
You're upset for this dating show. You're upset for this beauty standard, but you are not upset when white people, when the white elite mistreat your black community, when your white elite use your black community as a tool. We saw that in the election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, where suddenly Kamala Harris became black. And I'm just asking one question. Does Kamala Harris take action for black people in her life? Black Americans are the poorest community in USA, okay? And you don't take and you are not upset for that. But for this stupid fight, you are upset for that. There's a solution. You boycott this dating show and you watch dating show where black women are treated well, okay? And the problem in our community, not African community, not people in Africa, but people like outside Africa, like American, Afro-European, it's like we don't have really a intellectual standard. Before we have the leader like Malcolm X, we are also the Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, and other leaders. In Africa too, we have other intellectual leaders like Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Haile Selassie, women too like Zinga, Taitu, Amine Shakitu, and other intellectual leaders, But here now, We are another intellectual leader like Kemi Seba or Dr. Umar, and nobody should talk about us. As a black community, we need to earn respect, okay? So if you want to earn respect, you need to make your own shows, to make your own media, to make, you know, if you need something, you make it, and you not ask the oppressor or the executioner who are descendant of people who steal your resource, who mistreated your ancestor, and you know, and who practiced slavery, okay? Because the white elite, because we are not only white elite, but you know, the elite are not you know, are not changing their mind, are not became studently kind, because no, it's like the abolition. The elite don't abolish slavery to be kind, okay? It's just because they couldn't practice slavery longer, because the economic situation was not the same, and the economic situation changed, okay? So to adapt the reality, okay?
England, New Zealand, Ireland, Australia, the United States, all over. So yes, the show was very diverse geographically, but racially, it was not diverse at all. Every single season of Too Hot to Handle only had a few people of color on them. On the first season of Too Hot to Handle, of the 10 castmates, there were only 3 black people in the original cast.
She has diversity, oh my gosh.
In the original cast. In season 2, it was even less diverse in terms of black people. There was only 2 black people, there was 1 mixed person, and 1 Filipino. Now season 3, they did get a bit better. They had 5 black people a part of the main cast, and in season 4, there was only 3 black people a part of the original cast. When it comes to Too Hot to Handle, there was one thing that was incredibly common in each season that I watched, which was all of them. All of the men were obsessed with one girl. In season 1, it was Francesca. In season 2, it was Emily. In season 3, it was Georgia. And in season 4, it was Kayla. Now, you see all these women, y'all. They all have a very particular look, right? That's all the evidence that I need. Case closed, school dismissed, okay? All these women look just alike. They're all the same person in different font. They can be carbon copies of one another. And when you see these black women were
I will add one thing. This type of woman she shows, if you back in the year, you will see as ugly, because she has big lips, she has tan skin, and you know, back is not the same beauty standard.
absolutely stunning on this show. There were so many beautiful black women on Too Hot to Handle. That's one thing I give Too Hot to Handle credit for. They definitely knew how to cast attractive black women, but these black women were constantly pushed aside or not given attention that they needed, which inevitably would either lead them to leave without a partner or be eliminated. This was definitely something that was hard to watch being a black woman once again, seeing that even if you...
It's hard to watch, but why you watch it? Oh my gosh. You can watch Pan-African dating show. Why you watch this bullshit? Fuck.
These dating shows, you're not seen as that. Now let's get on to the whitest show of them all, The Bachelor.
Victim position. One more time, victim position, go. Victim.
Very, 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 very white college, okay? They would have watch parties in my freshman dorm, and I was like, what is this show they're so hype about? I knew what The Bachelor was, but I just wanted to see the hype. And ever since then, I've been watching The Bachelor, always rooting for the black woman, but y'all know how that goes, okay? That's why I'm making this video now. So we're gonna get some evidence that I got primarily from Wikipedia. So I'm about to read some stats to you guys in terms of the show The Bachelor. So The Bachelor first aired 21 years ago, and among those 21 years and several several seasons later, there has never been a black woman that has ever won on this show. And when I say won, I guess that means get engaged at the finish line, which is the end goal of this series. I'm going to read some stats to you guys that I discovered on Wikipedia. So take a listen to this. According to a 2016 study by Splinter, 59% of black contestants leave within the first 2 weeks of The Bachelor. And typically The Bachelor runs for 10 weeks. So basically 59% of the black women do not even make it halfway through The Bachelor, which means The Bachelor didn't even take time to try to get to know them at all, because you can't get to know them when there's like 20 something women. The first 2 weeks, there are a lot of women in that house. Another 2016 study by Salon found that across the 31 seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette that had aired by that time, only 4 winners could at least partially claim non-white ancestry. So that just basically means the 4 people that can claim non-white ancestry are white passing. So they can say, oh, I'm a little spice of this, I'm a little spice of that. So that just basically means all white people have been finalists. NPR provided a similar figure the same year. Of the 19 women who won The Bachelor by 2016, they found that all appeared to be white except 1 Hispanic American and 2 biracial Asian white women. In that same analysis, NPR also found that in the previous 7 years, the only women of color who made it into the final few weeks were of mixed Asian white descent. So out of the 21 years and 40 seasons of The Bachelor, there have only been 4 black leads. And I use black very, very lightly, okay? I would say there was only 2 fully black leads. And I say this because Tasia Adams, who was The Bachelorette a couple of years ago, she is black and Mexican. That makes her biracial, not black. And not only that, Tasia, she's stunning, but she does have more so European features. Her hair is very silky. Seeing her, I knew she had some black in her because her skin is definitely brown, but I definitely knew she was mixed with something. Then we have Matt James, who is not fully black, though he does physically look fully black if we're being honest, but he is biracial and he makes it very clear he wants to identify as such. Okay. Then we have a white woman at the end of his run. And not only did he select a white woman, he selected a white woman with a racist past. So the woman he selected at the end of The Bachelor was Rachel Kirkconnell. There were numerous allegations of her being a bully and of course her being racist. She had parties on slave plantations. She was a huge Trump supporter and so on and so forth. After this news came out, Matt did break up with her, and he also said during their Bachelor tell-all that he would never be with a woman like that, and though she apologized, he said,
this white girl, like this racist white girl is like she bullied a white or another white girl for liking black guy, but she dates a black guy. It's really funny. And in another side, we are, you know, the what to say that without being I don't know, the weak guys. You know, I think he has a problem with his blackness. You know, he has a problem. He's complexed. It's sure. It sure is complexed, and you know he has a really problem with his blackness. And when you have a problem with your identity, people will work on you, okay? Will mistreated you, okay?
It's done with her, and it seemed as if they never really broke up because they got back together soon after. And I feel like Matt did that because he felt like he should do it because, one, I'm the first black bachelor, though he's the mixed race bachelor, and then I picked a white woman, and not only did I pick a white woman, I picked a white woman that has a racist past. So I really think he did it to save face, and now they're back together and they seem happy. I'll give them that. But that just goes to show, once again, the Bachelor is not keen to making sure to select people.
I see he is weak, you know, he is complexed, he don't like his blackness, because if you are a lot of self-esteem, you don't accept that. And you know, it's like, how to say that, the jungle in this place.
People that are the leads that are more likely to select someone that looks like them. They tend to pick people, they're going to pick someone of color that is immersed in a very white culture outside of their own. So guys, it's time for my special guest. I was lucky enough to snag an interview with a former Bachelor.
It was really interesting to see this video. It's not like, if sometimes I'm like boring, it's not like it's not that against her, but against her words, okay? I'm not like in this same mindset, okay, of her. I'm not like you know, in the victimization mindset. You know, if you are mistreated somewhere, you need to get out, okay, and to go in a place where you are really treated well, okay. Again, follow me, like the video, and goodbye.